welcome to the 5-day challenge. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see so many people on this challenge. This just gets bigger and better every single time I do it. And you know how much I love doing it. If you've attended this before, you know that I love me some YouTube and I love telling you all about it too because it works so darn well. And can I get some love for the new YouTube studio, please? I got to look at the comments and see. Oh my gosh. Hello from Lexington, South Carolina, from Missouri, from Seattle, from Tampa, from Orlando, from Grapevine, Texas. I don't know where that is. I guess that's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is so cool. Yes, for those of you that did not see what my old office looked like, we moved on November 7th, and this room was beige. It was pretty much skin color, so it didn't look very good as a backdrop. And I had been looking all over Pinterest and YouTube getting ideas for colors, and I was really drawn to the dark color scheme. So I told my husband I'm painting the whole room navy blue, and he looked at me like I was nuts. And then my mom and dad came over for the day before Thanksgiving, and they were like, wow, it's really dark. But I said, trust me, it's going to look good. With the lighting and stuff, it's going to look good. So Alaska, Brooklyn, DC. Gina, you love the dark blue? I know, me too. I totally love the dark blue, plus all the lighting and stuff. So anyway, thank you for chiming in already and telling me where everybody's from. This is so cool. I love seeing people from all over the country, all over the world. Sometimes we get people in the UK and Australia, and that's always really cool too. Roanoke, Virginia. I know right where Roanoke is. So let's do a couple of housekeeping things first. Number one, I did try this new text notification system. Did it work? I put myself on the list and I did not get a text at 3 o'clock. Did anybody get the text? I'll look at the comments and see. Let me know if you got the text. The idea is that if you text the word reminders to 44222, when I go live right at 3 o'clock, you're supposed to get a text that says, hey, I'm going live. Here's the link. So if anybody tried that and it worked, let me know if you got it, but it did not work for me. So I set it up myself. It was probably operator error, but let me know if it worked, okay? Because I would certainly love for that to work so that people, no text. Dang it. All right. It was probably me. I will find out what I did wrong for tomorrow. Next, if you did not register for the challenge, if somehow you got into the Facebook group, but you didn't actually register for the challenge, you're not going to get any of the emails saying, hey, I'm going live. This is the resource that you need for today. So make sure that you do that. Go here, youtubeforagents.com/NOV for November -2020-challenge. We'll leave that up on the screen for a couple of minutes. But if you go to that site and you officially register, then you get on my list. So I send you an email every morning telling you what we're going to be talking about today. And then I send you an email about 15 minutes before we go live. It takes a while to send out 1,500 emails or however many people are in this group now. So it goes out at like 2:40, and the idea is that you'll get it somewhere around 2:45. We go live at 3. So hopefully you get it 15 minutes in advance. But if you haven't registered, please do. That's the way I can just follow up with you and make sure you get what you need. And last but not least, we do have a free workbook. So if you would like to download the workbook, if you're one of those people that you want to keep physical notes, you want to take notes with a pen or a pencil, and you want to have it all in one place, by day 5, you'll have this nice, it's not super long, it's like 10 or 15 pages long. All of your notes would be in one place. It'll be really easy for you to keep everything together and refer to your notes so that going forward, you can make YouTube a viable strategy for getting business, because I'm here to tell you that it works. Couple of introductions. Lisa Sabala is in this group. She is my Facebook community manager. If you have any problems with the Facebook group, tag Lisa Sabala. She'd be happy to help you. And Lindsay Heron-Berry, who is one of my original coaching students, who lives in Anthem, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix. She has done amazing things with her YouTube channel. So much so, I was so impressed. I asked her if she would become one of my coaches so that she could help too. So she's going to be on this broadcast all week with us. Lindsay will be chiming in to answer your questions as well. So for those of you who do not know me, because I did run some Facebook ads to get people to sign up for this challenge. If we haven't met before, my name is Karin Carr. I am a realtor in Savannah, Georgia. I have been licensed since 2005. But I've moved a lot. I went from Northern California to Hilton Head, South Carolina, to Atlanta, to Savannah, all within about 6 years. I think it was more like 4 years. I was in Northern California for 9, and then we moved in 2013. So we've done a whole bunch of moves in a short period of time. And when I got to Atlanta, I decided I was going to start blogging. I did not like cold calling. I did not want to door knock when it's a bazillion degrees outside and 3,000% humidity. And Atlanta is all hills. So I would get up the driveway to ring their doorbell and be a hot, sweaty mess. And like, have you thought about selling your house? Yeah, they're going to hire me, right? So I decided to start blogging, which I really enjoyed, but it's very, very time consuming. And then I thought, well, what if I made a YouTube video instead? That's much faster than blogging. And I also had read a statistic that said if you embed a YouTube video in your blog post, it's something like 40 times more likely to rank on the first page of Google. So I started making YouTube videos just to help my blog posts rank better and because it was faster than writing a full-on blog post. Then when we moved to Savannah, it was Memorial Day weekend of 2017. Within a couple of days, I got my first ever lead where they said, "We found your YouTube channel. We've watched all your videos. We feel like we know you already. We're going to sell our house in New York. We're moving to Georgia and we want you to help us." And it was literally that moment where like the heavens part and the beam of light comes down and shines on you and goes, ah, and you just have that like, oh my gosh, they feel like they know me already because they've been watching my stupid little YouTube videos. No production value, no lights, no set, no audio, no nothing. They were awful to watch and I was getting business from it. So if I wasn't even trying and it was working, how much better would it work if I actually had a strategy and if I actually had a plan and if I actually was consistent? So in June of 2017, I said, I'm making a weekly video. I'm going to give it 6 months. I'm just going to see what happens. And within 6 months, my business had blown up. And then I was getting all these calls from agents from all over the country saying, will you teach me what you're doing? And I said, are you kidding? I don't even have time to brush my hair in the morning, let alone teach you how to do this too. So after about a year, getting all these contacts from other agents saying, will you please teach me how to do this? I decided to form a coaching program. It's called YouTube for Agents. And the rest is history. My YouTube channel took off. I now have a team. We're a very small team, but we've expanded into Augusta, Georgia, which is a couple hours away. We do no outbound prospecting. We do not cold call. We do not door knock. Occasionally, my agents will do an open house just because they want to, but not because that's part of our business strategy. I would say 99.9% of our business is inbound leads, which is pretty darn awesome. So now we're not doing like 400 deals a year or anything like that. I'm not making some crazy claims, but I am saying that all of the business we are getting is inbound for people who already know who we are. They've already decided to hire us. The conversion ratio is ridiculous. So if you could get an extra 2 or 3 deals a month from YouTube, from people that were ready to sign on the dotted line, wouldn't that make you want to consider doing this? I mean, Lindsay is in this group. Ask Lindsay. Lindsay will tell you how their business changed like crazy from making YouTube videos. So the Georgia Coast Homes channel now has almost 10,000 subscribers. Our top 3 videos have a combined view count of 85,000. 3 videos together that have 85,000 views. Do you think we get business from those videos? Heck yeah, we do. And the best part is none of them are new videos. They're old. They're all 2, 3, 3.5 years old. So I am now officially out of production, which is very exciting for me to say. I'm the team leader and I spend the majority of my time coaching other agents how to make YouTube videos. So let's go over what this challenge is going to be. First, yes, there will be replays. I know that you can't be here live with me every single day. Like we have jobs, we have closings, we have stuff to do. I get it. If you can't join me live, there will be a replay. You can watch it that evening, the next day. Ideally, you watch it before the following day's training so that you don't get all out of order. It would be great if you could watch them in order because there is a plan, there is a method to my madness. But if you can't see it live, that's okay. You can watch the replay. When you go to the Facebook group and you click on units and you go to unit number 2, which is the live training and replays, everything will be in here and it's in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for those of you that saw when I was scheduling them all and you're like, what? Day 5? I was scheduling it in advance so that it would all be in one single place. You could find it easily. If for some reason we get this text notification thing working, or you get an email and it says I'm going live, you click the link, it doesn't work, just go to the Facebook group, go to Unit 2, and it will be in there. So if for some reason I copied the link wrong, you know where to find it. So this is the agenda for the week. Day 1, we're going to be talking about you've got a niche down to blow up. And in today's training, I'm going to go exactly into detail about what that means. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to overhaul your channel art. That's your channel banner, the Facebook cover photo equivalent on YouTube. Day 3, we're going to talk about the secret to getting your videos to show up on YouTube. And this is huge. This has been the secret to my success. Day 4, we're going to talk about making a great looking thumbnail. That's the little image that shows up as a preview of the video and what to have on that thumbnail so that people want to click on it. And then on day 5, we're going to talk about the secret to getting your phone to ring. A great call to action that makes people get up and call you. Now on day 5, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my coaching program. So if you've enjoyed this training and you want to take it further, I'll tell you a little bit more about YouTube for agents, but I'm not going to make this a big sales pitch all 5 days. I promise. I'll tell you a little bit more on day 5. If you care to join me, I'd love to have you, but I'm going to give you a ton of free training all week long so that you just feel like this was the best 4 to 5 hours you've spent on your business. So let's talk about niching down to blow up. I am a huge believer that you need to have a specialty for your channel. So if you have a specialty now, I want to hear it. Put it in the comments and tell me what your specialty is. When I moved to Savannah, I was very excited that we have a couple of active military bases here because my husband is a retired Air Force. We have bought homes using our VA entitlement. I understand this whole thing about PCSing to a new duty station, blah, blah, blah. I decided I wanted to make that my area of expertise. So my channel was branded to people that were moving to Savannah because they were going to be stationed at Hunter Army Airfield. It had a very specific niche, right? Buyers moving to Savannah who don't already know the area well, who are in the military and are planning to buy a house when they get here. So by having a specialty, it helps in so many ways. A, it makes it easier for you to come up with content because if you know exactly who you are making content for, it makes it easier for you to decide what you're going to talk about in these videos. But it also makes it easier for you to cut through the noise on YouTube. There are something, and the number has gone up astronomically since COVID, something like 400,000 hours of video are uploaded every minute to YouTube. I mean, it's a ridiculous number. So how do you get your videos to cut through all of that noise when there's that much content on the platform? You do it by having a laser-focused marketing message. What is this channel about? Who is it for? And why should they care? So let's talk a little bit about types of niches that you could have. It could be a type of transaction. It can be short sales, distress sales. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to start seeing a lot more short sales in the coming year. People that didn't really understand what forbearance was, and unfortunately, they're going to find out here pretty soon. So it could be a type of transaction. It could be a type of client. It could be first-time millennial buyers. It could be investors. It could be move-up buyers or seniors who are downsizing. It could be a type of property. What if it was a beach home or a log cabin or a tiny home or urban condos right in the city? One of my coaching students, Jen McPhillamy, lives in Edmonton, Alberta. We were doing a FaceTime yesterday, and she lives in like the 26th story of this super cool modern building in the downtown area. It's like being in a skyscraper in New York City. And she dubs herself the downtown dweller. She doesn't really work with people that want to buy a big house in the suburbs. She deals with people that are typically younger urban professionals that want to buy a loft or a condo in the city. It could be a profession. For me, it was military. It could be your farm area. I'm going to show you Lindsay's farm area. It could be hobbies. Are they runners? Are they swimmers? Are they music lovers? It could be personality traits. Do you like people that are funny? There's so many different things that you can choose to niche down, and it really does not matter what it is. But you do need to pick one, because if you try to be all things to all people, say it with me now, you end up being nothing to no one. If your channel is just, hey, I'm a real estate agent and I serve the greater Dallas area, well, guess what? Every single realtor in your area then has the same niche, the same niche, the same specialty. And that's not really the case, right? So your area is not your specialty unless you have a farm area. If you have a very specific farm area, yes, we can call that your specialty. But Savannah or Boise or Monmouth County, New Jersey, this is not your niche. That's the area that you service, but you have to go even deeper than that. Who is the ideal client that you are trying to attract with your content? And trust me when I tell you that this is so much easier and more effective. If you just try to go broad and appeal to anybody that wants to buy or sell any type of property in the entire area that you service, it's going to take a lot longer before you start to see success. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some examples of channels that have really good niches. So let's go to the share screen, and boom, here is Kim Ward. Kim specializes in probate. Now, this was not a new thing. She didn't say, hey, I'm going to be a probate specialist for my YouTube channel. She was already a probate specialist. So she had gotten a designation in this. She knew about probate sales. She had done them before, but she is able to attract people that need to do a probate sale. They have inherited a property and they want to sell this property, right? They've inherited it. They don't know how to sell the property and they are stuck with this property and they want to get it sold. So Kim does very, very well with this channel because she is specific or targeting a very specific person. It has been extremely effective for her. Here is Lindsay, my coach, Lindsay here in Barrie. Lindsay and her mom, Carolyn, are a team. They are in Anthem, Arizona. Have you ever heard of Anthem, Arizona? I will say that I had not. I had no idea where Anthem was. It is an area outside of Phoenix, but it is a very specific area. It is a master planned community, and that is the only area that they service. I was kind of shocked when Lindsay told me a couple months ago that if they get a lead for somebody in Phoenix or Scottsdale or one of the Gilbert, she turns it away. She refers it to someone else. They do not take leads that are calling saying, I would love to work with you. Will you please help me? She says, I'm sorry, I would love to, but you don't live in Anthem. And they refer that business to someone else. Her specific area, her farm area, is so well defined that that's the only place she does business. And look how many subscribers they have. 1.2 thousand subscribers. She gets a ton of business. Lindsay is in here. She'll tell you all day long how many leads they're getting from this channel. So we saw a great example of somebody that has a type of transaction. Now we've seen a farm area. And then this is Will. Will is in Northwest Montana, like super, super close to the Canadian border. He is not one of my coaching students. He's just somebody that I know. We've been friends on Facebook for a couple of years. And he targets people that are moving to Montana because they want to escape the rat race. They want to get out of the city. They want to move out where people are not, 15,000 people per square foot in the city and have some wide open spaces and have land and all of the things. And so his videos are all for people that are moving to Montana that want to learn about the area. The thing that I think is so exciting about Will is that he published a video called Living in Montana, Things They Don't Tell You. And it legit went viral. He posted it on September 1st. It has had 1.3 million views. That is freaking insane. And as you're watching this video playing, it's not overly produced. It doesn't have tons of editing. It doesn't have lighting and sound and all of the things. It's literally him standing on the street where another car does not go by for the 12 minutes that he's filming this video. And he's basically saying, don't move here. These are all the reasons why you will not like Montana. And he's calling out who his ideal client is and who his ideal client is not. Like, this is the most exciting B-roll he showed in this whole video, is the bear walking by. And he said it was a little bit controversial. I was kind of telling people why they would not like Montana and why they should not move here. And he went so far as to say, don't come here with your liberal big city views and think that you're going to change Montana. If you're moving here, you need to adapt to the Montana lifestyle rather than make Montana adapt to you. And he was nervous at first because it was getting so many views. And he's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm getting all these comments, and what if people are saying they don't like it and things like that? And in the end, it worked out great. So, I mean, hello, he's getting a million views. And now all of the rest of his videos are doing better as well, which is really cool, because it's kind of like he's raised the bar. Because he got so many new subscribers from having so many videos, now every video that he posts gets more and more views. It's pretty amazing. But does that mean that you need to go viral in order to start getting business? Absolutely not. I have many, many, many coaching students who have 300 subscribers, 200, 500. Their typical view or video might get 100 views, 200 views. You don't have to go viral. You don't have to get millions and millions of views in order to make this a viable, effective strategy to get business. We're looking to get local real estate buyers and sellers for our business, not to become a YouTube star. Now, if that happens, that's awesome. Like, I don't think anyone's going to say, no, I don't want the business. And yes, you can monetize your channel after you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in the previous 12 months. YouTube will say, congratulations, you can now monetize your channel, which means if an ad runs on your channel before the video starts, you get a little piece of the pie. Now, how much money do you make? I mean, if you're getting millions and millions of views on every single video that you're making thousands of dollars a month. I mean, how awesome would that be? If you have a channel like mine, I'm making a couple $100 a month. Hey, I'm not going to say no to that, right? You can say, I don't want to monetize it at all. I never want videos to run or ads to run. However, YouTube just changed their terms of service last week. I think it was last week, where they said we reserve the right to monetize any channel we want. So even if you don't make money from that, they can still run an ad on your channel. So if they're going to run an ad either way, you might as well make a buck from it, right? And if you get $100 a month, hey, it like pays your agent bill at the office. It's not anything that I would say no to. I would be perfectly happy. But am I going to be able to live on that? Is that how I'm making all my money? No, not at all. I'm making my money because I get contacted by somebody that says, I want to sell a house. Will you come list it? I want to buy a house. Will you represent me? And they usually don't even interview any other agents. They've already decided to use you. That is the beauty of YouTube. When they see you on camera and they get to know your personality, they decide whether or not they like you. If they like you, they keep watching. If they don't, they're going to go watch somebody else. And that's cool. I don't have to have everyone in Savannah love me. I just need to have my ideal client love me and want to work with me. So if they decide they like you, they keep watching, then they start to trust you, right? Because they're hearing what you're saying over and over again. And there's this level of trust. So now when it comes time to hire somebody, they literally just say, you are the person that I want to represent me. I'm not interviewing anybody else. Like every time I go in a listing appointment, that's pretty much how it goes. It's kind of crazy. Oh, my throat is so dry. The first lead that I got from my channel was a seller lead. So even though I said niche down, and I was trying to go after buyers who were in the military who were moving to Savannah, the very first lead I got off of my channel was a seller who was not in the military. So I wanted to say that because niching down does not mean that you are alienating everybody else. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that your marketing message is more effective and it's going to get heard better. But I went to that listing appointment and I did my whole spiel. I had a beautiful PowerPoint presentation on my laptop, gave him the whole thing. And at the end, I said, so who else are you interviewing? I don't badmouth my competition. I just wanted to know who I was up against. And he said, nobody. We picked you. So where's the paperwork? I was flabbergasted. In the 13 years that I had been in real estate, that had never happened to me, not even one time, except if like my mom referred her next door neighbor to me. So that was pretty cool. Then the next one I got was also a seller lead. Now he was in the military. He was PCSing to Fort Eustis. And he said, well, you know, I want to use you, but my wife said that we really need to interview 3 different people. So, thank you so much for coming over. We'll let you know. And I said, okay, no problem. I was happy to meet you. Thank you so much for the time. I got in my car, drove away. I wasn't 5 minutes away before they called me and said, you know what, we're just going to cancel the other 2 appointments. We're going to go with you. So that's pretty much how it goes. When you show up over and over and over again in video before your ideal client, you've pretty much cemented that relationship and you don't even know it because you've never met them before. I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten from people. Like there's this one lady from Dallas who called and said, girl, I am buying a house with a pool. And when I close, you are coming over. We're having margaritas at my house, party in the pool on a Friday night. I was like, who is this? Like I had never met this woman before. And she had decided that we were going to be BFFs just because of how I appear on camera is very similar to her personality. And when they finally came to town for their house hunting trip, yes, we got along like a house on fire. It was awesome. So that is one of the benefits of using video and specifically using YouTube as your platform of choice. So let me go to the comments and see if there are any questions that I have. Let's see. The very first one I see is from Susan. Let me click on that. She said, should we do an introduction video? Yes, this is your channel trailer. This is the very first video that someone will see when they arrive on your YouTube channel. So if they come to your channel, they've never been there before and they're not a subscriber, a video is going to start to autoplay. The idea of this channel trailer is it's very short and sweet, but it gives them a really good intro into what you are like, what the channel is about, and who the channel is for. So it does not need to be this. Hello, I'm Karin Carr, and I am a realtor with Keller Williams. I've been licensed for 15 years. I have so many designations. Let me consult my list because I just can't remember what they all are. I'm a top producer. I got into real estate 15 years ago because I love helping people. Wah, wah. Okay, everybody says the same thing. Everybody becomes a real estate agent because they love helping people, right? And you're honest and you're trustworthy. No, tell them what the channel is about, what's in it for them. On this channel, we talk about blah, 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 blah. And this is why you should care. And this is why you should hit the subscribe button. That's what I think. I think that your channel intro needs to be what's in it for the viewer. Why would they want to subscribe? Not so much your history and a big video version of your resume. Instead, let them get to know your personality, not too scripted, not like you hire a production company and they film this beautiful video, because then it comes across as very stiff. And it's a commercial and it's like you're on the 10 o'clock news being interviewed. I don't know. I just find it a little off-putting. I want to get to know you and I want to know, is this channel for me? Because if it is, I'm going to hit the subscribe button. And if it's not, I want to know that too. If I go to a channel that says this channel is all about baking souffles, I'm not going to subscribe to that channel because A, I'm not really a baker, and B, I don't even really know what a souffle is. So it doesn't interest me. I'm not going to subscribe. But if somebody is a baker and they love to make souffles and you're going to teach them all the secrets to making souffles that don't fall, right? That's what a souffle does. It falls. Then you might be interested in subscribing to the channel. So tell them what it's about and why they should care and why would they want to subscribe. Oh, Lisa is linking to all of those channels that I linked to. Yes. Thank you for doing that. Yes. So Kim Ward's channel, if you just Google her name or search on YouTube, Kim Ward Probate or Kim Ward San Diego Realtor, you'll find her. Lindsay can share her link. And then just search living in Montana. Things they don't tell you. You'll find the million plus view video, and then you can find his channel from there. All right, let's see. Michael, I am a new agent. I'm going to set up my niche for buyers in blue states who want to move to North Idaho. How can my channel also attract sellers? Well, you will get sellers, but if your focus of the channel is people who are moving from blue states to Idaho, that's a buyer. That's somebody who is moving from another state and they're going to buy when they get to Idaho. So like I said, it's not that you're going to alienate every other type of transaction or client. It is simply that this is what the channel is about, and this is what your marketing message is going to be. You will still get seller leads. So on my channel, which is clearly geared toward buyers, I'd say it's probably 70% buyers, 30% sellers when it comes to the split of our business. If I wanted it to be more seller leads, instead I would make it more about, oh, what are the popular paint colors these days? Is it still gray? Do I have to paint my house gray in order to appeal to a buyer? Do I have to replace the kitchen counters with granite? The carpet's trash. Do I have to replace the carpet prior to listing it? Or can I just give them a credit? How much does it cost? How do I sell when nobody can come see my house in person? How do I sell virtually? What is a virtual tour? Do I need a Matterport tour, or can I just get away with an actual video? Think about the kinds of questions they have. And if you're a listing agent, you've gone on a million listing appointments. What questions do you get asked over and over again? And then make videos on those specific topics. Cool. Let's see. How do I do a trailer on YouTube? When you go to YouTube and you log into the back end of your channel, you go into YouTube Studio, you go to the customization tab. It kind of looks like, to me, it looks like a magic wand. Whoops. It's on the left-hand side. It looks like a magic wand. I don't really know how else to describe it. And it says customization. When you click on that, it will say channel trailer or intro video, something like that. So you've already made the video, you've already uploaded it into the back end of your YouTube channel, and then you just pick it from the list. This is the one that I want to be my intro video. It's pretty simple. All right, let's see. Beth, this is a very common question. I get this all the time. Can we have two channels, one for buyers and one for sellers? You can. However, I have two channels. It is a pain in the butt. I do not recommend having two channels. It's hard enough to do one. It is too easy to fall off the wagon. If you really have a ton of time and you think you could have two, more power to you. But instead of saying I'm only going after buyers or I'm only going after sellers, why not do something like a farm area or a personality trait? Or if you were a paramedic before you got your real estate license, what if you're trying to attract paramedics and you're saying, hey, I've been in your shoes. I know the problems that you're facing because I've been there, done that. And this is, what I've learned having become a real estate agent. Maybe you're not trying to go after a buyer or a seller. It's more a type of person. Or could it be move up buyers? So they bought a little condo for their first property. Now they've gotten married, they've had a couple of kids, they want to move out to the suburbs, buy a house with the big yard and the fence and all the things. They got to sell that house in order to buy the next one. Or empty nesters, so we're doing it in reverse. I got the big fancy house, all the kids have left. I want to downsize. I want to buy something that's one story that doesn't have stairs. I don't want to have to mow the grass anymore. So I got a house to sell and a house to buy. Could it be something like that? But if you try to have two channels, and right now you have no channels, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. It is not easy to have a channel and be consistent. Lindsay will tell you, anybody on here who has a YouTube channel will tell you, consistency is hard. You have to make an effort to do it. You have to decide, I'm not going to watch TV tonight because I have to get this video up. Or, I'm not going to go to a cocktail party or whatever because I need to film my video. Like, you have to prioritize and make this something that you're going to do regularly in order to be on schedule. And I am very, very, very proud to say that in the 3.5 years, right? So we started June of 2017. I have never missed a Monday upload except for one time when we had a hurricane and we had to evacuate, and my whole family packed up and left and went to West Virginia. Had I recorded enough videos in advance, I would have had one that was ready to just upload before I hightailed it out of Dodge. So I learned my lesson, but that's consistency, people. In almost 3.5 years, I've never missed an upload day except one time. And sometimes you're doing it right up until the very last minute, and sometimes you're late. I like to post Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Why? I have no idea. I literally just picked that time and day out of thin air. I have no research to say whether that's a good posting day or a bad posting day, but it worked for me, so then I just kept doing it. Now, there are days when I don't post until noon, or I don't post until 3 in the afternoon, but they do get posted. They might be a little late, but they do get posted. And so if I say new videos every Monday, it doesn't say Monday morning at 9 a.m. I'm not that specific, but if it says new videos every Monday, it goes out on Monday. All is good. All right, that's what I think. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Luann, I think it's a great idea. Do you have to have permission for videos on kids online? So here's the thing. YouTube passed, I wouldn't say passed a law. Somebody else passed a law about a year ago. They were tired of advertisers marketing to our children. So if any of you have little kids that watch like Nerf gun videos or unboxing videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Our 8-year-old son loves to watch these videos about Fortnite and Minecraft and Nerf guns. And they are bombarded with ads saying, go buy this thing, go buy this thing. So COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, was passed that said you cannot advertise to kids anymore. So when you upload a video to your channel, it flat out asks you, who is the intended audience for your channel? Is it a child under the age of 18? We are trying to sell real estate, so the answer is no. I can't sell real estate to anyone who is not legally able to enter into a binding transaction. So no, I'm looking for people over the age of 18. So I can say no. It's not saying, are you allowed to post a video with a child in it? It's saying, who is the intended viewer of this video? Now, I'm not an attorney. I can't give you real estate advice and all that kind of thing. If you are concerned about it, please go consult an attorney. But my interpretation of that rule is, who is the intended viewer of this video? Just because my son is in the video does not mean I'm looking for kids to watch the video. I'm looking for adults to watch the video. My son just happened to be in it. So I hope that answered your question. COPPA, thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. I will put that right there. So if you just Google COPPA laws, you'll find it. But my interpretation of that is they're just trying to keep our kids from being spammed to death when they're watching videos on YouTube, because it was pretty insane. It was pretty tough. Diane said, where in West Virginia? My husband is from West Virginia. He's from Richwood. I would hold my hand up to show you the state of West Virginia, but this is a family show, so I'm not going to show you the way he does it, but it involves a middle finger, stick it up. How do you market to a specific personality trait? One thing I want to say is, in the link in this post where it says I am broadcasting with Ecamm Live, you have to give me permission in order to be able to see your name and your Facebook picture. If you don't, it comes across as anonymous. So I don't know who said that. All I see is your question, but I don't see who posted that. So if you don't want to share that, that's totally cool. But if you do, just click that link in the post that says, I am broadcasting with Ecamm Live. Click this link to grant me permission. If you do it one time, you won't have to do it for the rest of the week. Having said that, you said, how do you market to a specific personality trait? So I like to think that I'm funny. I think my children would disagree. My husband says things like, you think you're a lot funnier than you really are, but it's true. I think I'm a stitch. And so if I am trying to attract people who have a good sense of humor, I'm going to be funny on camera. I'm going to not like be a stand-up comedian, but if you go to my channel, which is Georgia Coast Homes, and you watch my channel trailer, I do a full-on face plant in my driveway. I was embarrassed as hell when it happened. I pretended to trip. All I wanted to do was like stumble, and instead I went straight down. My shoes fell off. Everything fell out of my purse. Thank God I was not wearing a dress, because that would have been quite beautiful. And I left it in the video because I thought it was freaking funny. So everybody who calls me and watches that video, they say, I love that you don't take yourself too seriously. I love that you have a good sense of humor and you seem very relaxed and you don't seem too like, hi, I'm a super fancy real estate agent, wearing your $3,000 suit and all that kind of stuff. And that's what they like about me. So I'm doing that on purpose. I'm trying to show my personality on camera so that I will attract more people like me. Conversely, do any of you know Sue Pinky Benson? Sue said one time, what if you're very dry and you've got like that Bob Newhart style of delivery? Wouldn't it be funny to say, hello, I'm Joe. I'm the most boring real estate agent in the world. And today we're going to talk about blah, 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 blah. You could make that your shtick on your channel. I think that would be hysterical. And people would love that because it would make your video not only educational, it would make it entertaining as well. I have a student in Suwanee, Georgia. Her name is Teresa Fudge. She is a runner. She runs marathons. In fact, she was in Savannah last week running a marathon. And she wanted to attract other runners. So her channel is not about running, but she will just casually mention, last week I was in Savannah running a marathon. And then she talks about her video, blah, 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 blah. It has nothing to do with running a marathon, but she just dropped it in there. And lo and behold, the very first lead that she got from her channel was a marathon runner. So if you are, I don't know, a musician, you could have guitars hanging on the wall behind you, beautifully displayed. People are going to watch your videos where you're talking about real estate, but they're going to start asking questions like, oh, what kind of guitar is that blue one? That's really sweet looking. Are you a musician? And then the conversation starts from there and all good things. Cool. Let's see. Oh my gosh, so many questions. This is a good one. What do you recommend for a bilingual agent to narrow down your niche? I think the language that you speak is your niche. You can be a little more specific if you want to, but let's say that you are in Detroit. No, there's not a huge Spanish-speaking population in Detroit, but let's say that there were. Or Sonia Figueroa is I hope I said her name right, is a Spanish-speaking agent in Chicago. Her niche is that she is a Spanish-speaking agent, and she alternates on her channel. I don't know her personally, but I have followed her channel for a while because I think it's pretty ingenious and it must be working for her because she's been doing it for years. She'll do a couple of videos in English, but then she'll do one in Spanish, and then she does a couple more in English, and then she does one in Spanish. So that way when people come to the channel, they see that she is bilingual. She's not like hitting them over the head with it and saying, I only work with Spanish-speaking people. She just does a video in Spanish, and then lo and behold, she probably gets a ton of Spanish-speaking clients, I would assume. So that could absolutely be your area. You could just put se habla español or whatever the language is. I'm assuming when they say bilingual, you mean Spanish, but it could be Chinese. It could be anything. You could put that right on your channel art. They will automatically know when they come to your channel that you speak another language. And then if you start dropping phrases, like I have a really good friend that is German, and she used to say this word Gedönse all the time, which means like stuff. She'd say, oh my gosh, I've got this Gedönse all over my office, and it means stuff. So what if you're filming your video and you just say the word Gedönse in your video and you keep going? Anyone who speaks German is going to know what that was. And then they're going to comment and be like, oh my gosh, are you German? I didn't know that. Do you speak German? And you can start a conversation that way. All right. Oh my good. Oh, somebody graduated. Catherine graduated from WVU. I have to tell my husband that because he is a West Virginia native. Oh, Claire says you're so down to earth. Thank you. That's kind of my personality is I don't want to come across as super standoffish. I don't want to be like super polished and professional and make people feel like they can't really talk to me. I want them to watch my videos and feel like I am the girl next door, even though I'm in my 50s. So I don't know if I can call myself a girl anymore. I want them to feel like I am approachable and they can talk to me. And it works. Now, those of you that are a little bit worried about this, the only time it has ever been an issue for me, I had some guy from Germany say, I'm coming to Savannah and I would love for you to show me around. And I said, oh, are you buying a house here? And he said, no. I was like, do you just want to hang out when you come to Savannah? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, well, gosh, I'm so flattered. I'm afraid my schedule doesn't really permit that, but thank you so much for offering. That's the only weird comment I've ever gotten in the years that I've been doing this. And I thought that was pretty darn funny that he just wanted to like go have a beer on Friday night because he thought that would be funny. So let's wrap up. Let's talk about what your homework assignment is for tonight. I would like for you to come up with a couple of niches. Why don't you just brainstorm and think of what are some past clients that you've worked with that you loved working with? Did they have anything in common? Were they seniors? Were they first-time buyers? Were they all moving here from out of state? Were they people, like if you live in Florida, were they all moving here from up north? What is a niche that you might enjoy working with? Would it make you happy? Would it give you enough business to keep you in business? Like if your niche is so specialized that you think, well, I might get 6 deals a year, that's probably too focused down. We want you to have enough business to make this worthwhile. Then I want you to, as you're just brainstorming all these different ideas, start making a short list. Let's narrow it down to maybe 3. And then of those 3, pick one. Now, this is not tattooed on your forehead. You do not have to have this forever and ever. In fact, you can start very, very focused and then broaden it over time, but don't start broad and then focus it down. Do it the other way. Start very, very focused and then broaden over time if you like. And then once you decide what your specialty is going to be, let's come up with a list of 5 video ideas. So for example, in my case, it was military people moving to Savannah because they were going to be at Hunter. Maybe 5 different video topics I could come up with would be, how do I know if I'm eligible for a VA loan? What is the funding fee? Does the seller pay my closing costs or do I have to do that? Would my BAH cover my mortgage payment? And how about 5 neighborhoods that are all within a 30-minute commute of the base? That is 5 videos that are going to appeal specifically to my ideal customer avatar. And I do have a free download for you called the Ica Worksheet. I forgot to write it down, so I will post it below. And in fact, Lisa, you probably have it, right? I think it's youtubeforagents.group/ICA. Oh, look at that. I remembered it off the top of my head. youtubeforagents.group/ICA. Oh, I did put it on there. Cool. Look at that. I'm more organized than I thought. And when you download that document, it tells you how to come up with who is your ideal client? How can we attract our ideal client by the things we're talking about in our videos and by the way we are displaying our personalities on camera? And the coolest part about YouTube is that when you show up as your authentic self on camera, you attract people that like that about you and people that are like that themselves. So when you meet these clients, you feel like you've known them forever and you just want to become friends with them. It's because you guys have very, very similar personalities. And that is the beauty of video. So download your ICA worksheet to help you brainstorm these niches. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk, I hit my microphone. We're going to talk about channel art. We're going to talk about that cover photo that goes right across the top of your channel and what it needs to have, in my opinion, in order to attract said ICA. We want to not only get people to watch your videos, but to subscribe to your channel and to go down the rabbit hole and binge watch. So what do we put on the channel art? How do we make it? Or if you have no design skills whatsoever and you don't want to make it yourself, how do I hire that out for 10 or 15 bucks and have somebody else do it for me? That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So I hope this has been helpful. I promise I will figure out about that text messaging opt-in thing and see if we can get that figured out. And until tomorrow, go do your homework. See you everybody tomorrow.